Well, this is my first ever interview with Stixxay. Stixxay, I used to interview someone who had your job. Now you have his job. It's an interesting situation, I think. What has it been like, joining CLG, stepping into the shoes of this other guy who we won't mention, and competing on stage even with the team?
It's pretty fun. It's definitely been like a cool adventure. So like my first time on stage, I was never really that nervous, so it wasn't super hard or difficult for me to like adjust to the LCS life. But I think I'm doing a better and better job every week. So
You had been this name that had been kind of whispered as this behind the scenes person. Your name had been brought up a lot in different interviews and different Reddit comments and that kind of thing, but this was sort of the grand unveiling. I guess I am San Jose maybe. What was there ever a point in time where you're like, is this ever going to happen? Am I going to finally compete in the LCS? Like, what's going on? What was kind of going on in your mind ahead of actually getting in?
yeah, for sure. Like I always wondered, like would I ever actually play, or am I just gonna be like this rumor that never actually happened? Because I know there's actually a lot of players that are like that. So, but I'm glad I could finally. CLG finally gave me the opportunity to prove myself on stage, and then I eventually got the spot. So it was cool.
Where, how do you feel about yourself in comparison to a lot of the other 80 carries that are in the LCS? Because I feel like there's just a lot of big names there, and you're kind of the new guy. Famously, we were talking a little bit about this before the interview, that you said that you were equal then or better than Doublelift, so already kind of asserting yourself out there back at San Jose. But how do you feel about yourself in comparison to some of these other 80 carries?
Well, I think on stage is a different story for me right now. I'm still adjusting. Like I said, I'm not like really super nervous, but I still do make like random mistakes that normally don't happen. So I think that'll get better with time. But yeah, I'm just like really confident in myself. So I think I'll do really well just from like how I played in scrims and stuff. I think I'm like equal or better than them.
Okay.
But yeah, I just have to show it on stage now.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because we see that and hear that often, like, oh, this person is a beast in scrims, but then on stage, I think commonly the person people point to is Link as an example of like this person who was apparently like the second coming of Faker, and then for some reason just couldn't perform on stage. What is it you think that causes that? Is it like seeing the audience? GBM was telling me that his hands are always freezing on stage, and like that's hard. What is it that prevents you from playing to your full capacity?
Well, yeah, it's definitely really cold on stage. That's actually I wear the Under Armour,
Yeah.
and I don't really like wearing jackets, so that's why I wear the Under Armour. But I think it's mainly because when you get on stage, you expect everything to go perfectly, and when it doesn't go perfectly, you kind of lose your mindset, and you kind of like do random mistakes that you wouldn't do normally, because especially in like a scrim, you can like adjust your mindset really quick. If something happens, you're like, oh, you can adapt. But on stage, you expect everything to go perfectly. So when things don't go perfectly, it kind of messes things up.
Yeah, it just kind of pushes you, I guess, out of sync.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts, about CLG's chances to split? I've been asking everybody this question because, again, start of the split, so many new players, so many new teams. It's interesting to get a gauge of what the players feel are their strengths. So what do you think of CLG's chances this split, and how well you guys are going to do?
Well, I think we're gonna place at least top four. We do pretty good job. I think this was probably our only week where we haven't had the best of scrims. But every other week before that, we've been progressively improving like a lot. So we definitely noticed the improvement. And this week we kind of faltered a bit, but I think we'll step it up for next week. So
I'll get flamed for asking this, and I'm sure that you're tired of these kind of questions, but had to do it at least the first time out. Obviously, I think the biggest story in the off season was Doublelift going to TSM, you stepping up into that place. Again, bold words at I am San Jose. What is your relationship with Doublelift? I've seen you guys at a couple of random parties and stuff like that, but do you think, a rivalry, or are you guys friends? Do you guys ever talk?
I don't talk to him like too much. Usually only when I see him in person. I'll just be like, hey, what's up, man? Like, we're pretty friendly. There's no like bad blood at all, that I replaced him or whatever, or that I'm CLG, he might hate me or something. But
Yeah.
no, I think we're pretty friendly, so I assume everything's good there. So
And you guys still, you guys were talking before, and you were friends obviously before this all happened. So you think that kind of carried over?
yeah, definitely. Like when he hurt his pinky, I was here for a bit,
Yeah.
and he was like the only person that drinks coffee. So like me and him would always go out for coffee and do stuff like that. So yeah, we're pretty friendly with each other.
Still feel the equal or better then?
Well, after today's performance, maybe not.
Okay.
But no, I'm just kidding. But like, I just need to, I guess, focus more on stage, and I'll be good. So.
Anything that you would like to say before it starts raining out here? Anything that you would like to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah, sure. Thanks to everyone who supports me and CLG. It's been a lot of change, but we're doing good. So, also shout out to our sponsors: Razer, iBuyPower, DX Racer, and Twitch.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Seems like you're getting the sponsors down faster than your predecessor. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things League of Legends at GameSpot.com/LOL.